guys, welcome to my channel. It's your G, Nene, 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 not Nene. I'm not an Igbo girl. I'm proudly Ibira, repping Kogite. In this show, we share our opinions and thoughts on love and sex. Come on guys, let's get started in 3, 2, 1.
Hi guys, welcome to my channel. On this episode, I will be giving out tips on how to build emotional intimacy. But before I get right into it, here is a disclaimer. I am not a relationship expert, neither am I a therapist, okay? I'm just a regular girl who loves love and loves to talk about relationship matters. So basically, this show is for people who want to share their opinion and thoughts about relationship matters and would want to connect with people who share the same thoughts and opinions with them. Without further ado, let's get started. First, let's get to understand the concept of emotional intimacy. Intimacy generally isn't all about sex. The word intimacy, whenever it's mentioned, we always have this idea of, oh, you're talking about sex. No, intimacy does not necessarily mean sex. Although sex could translate into intimacy, but intimacy isn't all about sex. Neither is emotional intimacy about sex. What then is emotional intimacy? Emotional intimacy is the feeling of closeness to someone. It's feeling loved or cared for by someone. It's a concept that leaves you at ease in yourself with someone, and the person also feels the same way with you. Oftentimes we believe that emotional intimacy only applies to those who are in a romantic relationship. In as much as this is not completely false, it is not completely true either. Emotional intimacy doesn't apply to just a romantic relationship. It applies to all types, and I mean all types, or every kind of relationship you can think of, be it platonic, be it friendship, be it work relationship, any kind of relationship. Emotional intimacy is very key. So on this episode, I will be sharing a few tips on how to build emotional intimacy. In my next video, I'll share the rest. First, love them in their love language and not yours. So we all have our love languages. We all have different ways we receive love and perceive or consider, or what we consider to be love. So it is important to get yourself familiar with the other person's love language. Be familiar with how they receive love, what they want, and how they want to be loved. That way, you're not only building emotional intimacy, you're energizing and uplifting each other in the relationship. So what do I mean by this? If the other person's way of receiving love is through gifts, love them or demonstrate how much you love and care for them by showering them with lots and lots of gifts. If their way of receiving love is through act of service, try as much as you can to do selfless things, what they consider as acts of service. A few acts of service could be helping them with chores even when they don't ask, helping them with their work, encouraging their ideas, their skills, providing support and all that. So that way you're loving them the way they want to be loved. So think about what they want and what they consider as love, and love them the way they want to be loved. Another way to find out what the other person considers as love is also paying attention to what they constantly complain about. If your partner or your friend or the person or your family, your sister or your mother keeps complaining about the same thing over and over again, that is just them passing a message. That way you can tell what their love language is and how they receive love, and then you can act accordingly and build emotional intimacy with them. So the next is to validate what the other person says to you or around you. Oftentimes we find ourselves invalidating what the other person is saying just because we don't completely agree with them, or we see what they are saying as irrational at that moment. It's not about what is irrational or illogical at that moment. It's about how they feel. So it is important for you to make them understand that, oh, I understand completely how you feel. I completely understand how this makes you feel, and give them reason why you don't completely agree with them. And also, you don't have to constantly invalidate what they say, because when you do that, when you constantly negate or critique what the other person says, you're making them, you leave them in a state of them completely shutting down and not wanting to share how they feel, okay? And that way you're creating a wall, a barrier between you and this person. So it is very important to hear them, listen to them, rather than when they are expressing how they feel and you be like, oh, what do you mean? Oh, you're overreacting. Oh, you're overthinking it. Oh, it is not what it is. I didn't know that. No, you have to, the best you can do is listen, hear, and understand what they are saying. That way, even if you don't completely agree with them, you can give them reasons why you don't agree with them, and also while also understanding and making them understand that yes, whatever they are feeling is valid, and you understand why they feel the way they feel. The next one is share your secrets and insecurities. As individuals, we all have had different experiences that has taught us to protect ourselves by building walls. We've learned to bottle up things and not share them because we feel vulnerable when we do, which is counterproductive to a healthy relationship and counterproductive to building an emotional intimacy. It is funny when I hear people, when they're talking, maybe friends, partners, or spouse, they're talking and be like, oh, I didn't know that. Oh, I never knew, they didn't tell me. Or this is my first time of hearing this. It just sounds funny because I'm like, okay, these are the basic things you should know. So in as much as you want to keep to yourself, sometimes it doesn't mean you should completely shut down by not sharing even the basic things with your friends or your partner. So it is always important to share your insecurities. That way you're being real with each other, and the other person feel important, that oh, you see them worthy enough to share your secrets with them, and they are also open to you. So when you're open-minded to the person, the other person feels secure and safe to open up to you as well. So that's where you're building a strong emotional intimacy for each other. I haven't talked about sharing secrets and insecurities. The next is acknowledging what bothers you, your frustration as it comes. In as much as you want to tell your partner why you're bothered by this situation and why this is a trigger for you at that moment right there, you might also want to consider the situation where you don't want to find yourself cursing at your partner, or rather saying something that you might regret later and possibly make things worse than it is already. So you might want to go back to evaluate why this thing bothers you, why this is a trigger for you, and why this keep occurring. Okay, so then by the time you two come together to want to talk about it, you guys are now in the right frame of mind to talk, understand the situation, and find a solution to it, rather than not talking about it or going days, weeks, months, even years without talking about it. You really don't want that, because that is very, very counterproductive to a healthy relationship and also to building emotional intimacy. So the last one on the list is expressing appreciation. I find it funny when people are resistant to expressing appreciation. Express appreciation as often as you can. That is one way to build emotional intimacy with the other person. For instance, someone does something exceptional, something good, go out their way to do something nice for you. The best you can do is appreciate them, not just by saying thank you, but also going the extra mile to show your appreciation. You can Google it, how best to express appreciation. Do things that you feel, oh, this person will make this person happy, we will uplift the person's spirit to want to do more. And also when person sees that, oh, he sees what I'm doing, oh, he really appreciates and sees what I'm doing, that way they also want to do more. They feel good about themselves, and you also feel good about yourself because you're learning how to show appreciation. You're complimenting them for what they have done or what they did for you. Not that you go about saying, I did not send you, by the way, you did it because you like me, I didn't ask for it. Of course you didn't ask for it, but for the fact that they went out of their way to do these things shows how much you mean to them, shows how much they care and love you. So you don't go about shutting them down, making them feel worthless about what they did, or make them feel like what they did don't matter. Instead, you can go out your way to also do something for them, something that makes them happy and makes them energized, or rather energizes them in the relationship. Okay, so the best way to show appreciation also is probably do something for them that will make them happy. Or the person loves gifts, and the person loves gifts. It could be something as basic as, oh, can you come over to my place this is weekend, I'm thinking if you're down for a movie, you can come over to my place so we can do a movie time together, or we can just grab a drink close by, at the restaurant close by, being that today is Friday, right? So if you don't mind, then you guys can talk, have gist about a lot of things, have fun. Okay, if the person is about gift, the person loves gift, and the person loves, go out of your way to get them something special, something they consider special. Okay, so yeah, Expressing appreciation as often as possible is another way to build emotional intimacy. And it's a wrap, guys, on this episode of Let's Talk Love and Sex. If you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, and do not forget to turn on your notification bell to get updates on my next video, where I'm going to share other tips with you. Okay, so it's your girl Nene signing out. Bye.